afternoon.
Welcome to the Elmgreen School News Report. I'm Reese.
And I'm Elizabeth. And our first story is the ongoing conflict in Libya.
Here's Charlie to explain the story.
Thank you, Reese. And our top stories in Libya tonight are that the Allies have continued bombing Gaddafi military air bases, which has retreated all days of troops, and a commander has confirmed that nearly all the Gaddafi's air force has been wiped out, which is good news for rebels as they can carry on fighting. This is all from me. Good night.
Thank you, Charlie, and to Johnny with the latest on the devastating earthquake in Japan.
Thank you. On the 11th of March, Japan was hit by a devastating earthquake measuring 9.0 on the Richter scale. As if this wasn't bad enough, it triggered a tsunami that has torn apart communities and all its belongings. And since Friday, at least 8,000 people have been reported dead and around 13,000 remain missing. To make matters even worse, four nuclear reactors have exploded, causing immediate evacuation for at least 20 kilometers. However, the USA is still advised 80 kilometers at least. Many organizations have started raising money for aid, and the shelter to help Japan is dying breaking. Back to you.
Now over to our school news correspondent for the latest about the Elmgreen School possibly becoming an academy.
Initially, from the perspective of the students, staff and the parents, absolutely nothing would change. The name of the school wouldn't change, the uniform wouldn't change, and certainly nothing significant about the vision or the values of the school would change at all. The governing body have made it absolutely clear that should the school become an academy, that it would be written into the constitution of the school that those things could not be touched. So the Elmgreen way and all the things that we know and love the school would under no circumstances be changed. Now, as time goes on, it may be that changes are made to the school around the edges of things, but those changes might happen whatever the status of the school is. And as Mr. Burke, who's the school business manager, says, if the school becomes an academy, come September, students will come to the school, the teachers will come to the school, people will get paid, people will be taught, business as usual. So really and truly, absolutely nothing would change from us becoming an academy that might not change anyway, whatever the status of the school is.
Okay, final question. Unlike the other academies, for instance Harris, what would be the same about our two schools? Would there be any connections between us?
The only connection that would exist because of the status of the school would be that we would both receive our funding from the government in the same way, and that's it. So in terms of the front line, if you like, of the way that the school is run on a daily basis, we may want to make connections with Harris as we might want to make connections with Dunraven or any other school, but just by virtue of being an academy there would be no special connection there.
Okay. Will this affect the teachers in any way?
It will affect them in that rather than Lambeth being the employer, the governing body of the school would be their employer. But other than that, no. Initially, as I said before, there would be no changes by virtue of being an academy in terms of the way the school is run on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to Reese.
Elizabeth Taylor, a much-loved and hugely talented actress, has died aged 79 from heart failure in a hospital in Los Angeles. She married 8 times and was a double Oscar-winning actress. In later life, she founded the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Actress Barbra Streisand paid tribute to her by saying, "She was funny, she was generous, and she made her life count."
Twitter has turned 5 years old this week. The social networking site has been getting 1 billion tweets each year since it began. The website has millions of users. Famous tweeters such as Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber and Britney Spears love using the site. The website has even been credited with helping activists in Libya and Egypt.
Finally, Luke with the sports.
Jens Lehmann has returned for his second stint at Arsenal. He was a part of the Invincible team in 2004, winning the Premier League, which was an unbeaten season. Lehman won the Community Shield in 2004 and also an FA Cup winners medal in 2005 when he famously saved from Paul Scholes in the victorious penalty shootout. As well as that, Fabregas is back from injury after sustaining a hamstring strain against Barcelona. He should be back for the home game against Blackburn Rovers in just over a week's time. What's happening with England, Reece?
Well, Luke, England are preparing for their Euro qualifier away match against Wales at the Millennium Stadium. John Terry has been reinstated as captain, taken over from Rio Ferdinand on a permanent basis. The news of this has affected Frank Lampard, as he had to make way for the new Arsenal star, Jack Wilshere, who has risen this season into one of the best midfielders in the country. The England camp seems very confident going into this away match against Wales, as they are unbeaten in qualifying so far. Although this will be a massive test against some of the hottest prospects of world football. Back to the studio.
That was the news from the Elmgreen School.
Good night.